it last time.
Hello!
Welcome to the
See?
mission. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Why am I being mentioned in comments? I don't like being mentioned in comments.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the
I'm
Barrel
gonna tag you and
post-credit
stuff.
show. The Barrel
We're
post-credit
talking
show.
about movies we've watched, games we've played, and other sort of nerd junk we've done.
Hi, I'm Tony.
I
I don't think we introduced ourselves last time. That's fine.
There are introductions.
There are
We
int-
don't
this
need
one
to
doesn't.
introduce
This
ourselves.
one doesn't have names on it. It's
Oh.
just our
This
faces.
is the speech I get every time.
Whatever. I still do it.
I'm Chris.
I could be wearing a mask.
Okay, this is relevant to me. It was-
What? What? There's...
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Oh, is that
I get
yours?
mad at
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Oh,
I
is
get
it?
mad at you.
Why would you get mad at me? I don't ask any. No one is allowed at my desk for that very reason. And it's organized, so, like, yeah, I'll get into it later. Either way,
My desk is like that too at work.
people touch my stuff, and all of a sudden I'm like,
Why don't?
And that's the fun part.
what? Like
Well,
watching me freak
I'll
out?
just start taking out drawers and we're putting them in new spots.
It's not even the drawers; it's the top because everything's in.
I'll just
Like,
add stuff to the pile.
that's fine.
I'll add stuff in the middle of the pile.
That's also fine.
You won't know
I'll
where.
light-
That's, again,
I'll-
it's fine.
What
'cause
if I light the pile on fire?
Also fine.
It's moving. Weirdly
It's
enough,
moving the pile.
weird-
That's the worst part.
Weirdly enough, that's okay.
You know what? If someone came by and took everything and like threw it out, also okay. It's moving like pile here to pile there because it's like, okay,
I need
September, October, November, December, January. If you move the January pile over here or on top of September, now I'm like September, October, November. Where did
Yes.
January? Like all the work from January is gone, and then
Yes.
I go over here and I'm like, oh no, all the work from January is somewhere in this pile. And then I freak out.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of freaking out,
I'm just gonna start removing stuff.
Woo!
freaking
Moving
out.
stuff around, mix February.
You talking about freaking out, guys? I'm moving. I still am moving around stuff. Just saying.
That
And
makes
I'm
sense.
perpetually.
So your list
You will
is
be
small?
doing that for years.
Perpetually. Welcome to the show, guys. I'll go.
Go.
Before you guys.
Go.
I
I got one thing.
hemmed and hawed about this for a long time.
Yo.
I picked up Ring Fit Adventure.
Yes, you did.
Yo, Ring Fit Adventure is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
If you guys don't know about it, it's you've got that ring that you put your Joy-Con in, and it's got some resistance.
Joy-Con or Joy-Cons?
Joy-Con.
Joy-Con.
Joy-Con into the ring, and then it's got resistance on it. And then the other Joy-Con, I think it's the left one.
You put
it
as
goes,
a hip
you
thing.
put on the leg strap.
Yeah.
It's a leg strap. So essentially, it tracks when you're running on the spot. And so
Or
it-
shaking your one leg.
or shaking it, or doing leg or crunchies, or depending on which exercise, you do need to have both of them on when you're doing the adventure mode, which is really, really, really cool. And so the story is basically you pick up the ring and you unleash Drago, which is the evil dragon exercise
He's not
monster.
a boxer from Russia.
He almost does. It almost might as well
So
be.
he's a personal trainer.
He's an evil dragon personal trainer.
So he's a personal trainer.
Sure.
Because they're just dragons.
It's not quite clear what the story is like, other than you released him, and now you and the ring, which has a voice,
Is it the One Ring?
it is the one ring.
Okay.
It is the one ring, and it makes me work out.
That's what this What?
What?
No, this is
Oh,
my wedding.
okay.
This is my
Yeah.
wedding ring was not the one ring. I was not allowed to go nerdy with this one.
I think I would have been allowed to. Anyways, Ring Fit Adventure. It's Ask me anything about it. This game is weird.
Have you exercised?
I've exercised almost every day, and I usually do about my Ring Fit Adventure sessions are usually around like 10 to 15 minutes long.
Yep.
Because I am incredibly out of shape.
Step one.
Step one, be out of shape when you play this game.
Yeah.
Step two.
Done.
Step one complete.
I will say the first like day or two that I played this game, it definitely kicked my ass.
Yep.
I definitely was like,
What are you supposed to do?
so
It depends on the
so-
activity they have you
it
do.
depends on the activity. So the basic game is that it's a linear traversal. You're getting from point A to point B.
Okay.
And to move, you're running on the spot with the ring in front of you. And so when you're walking through the world or running through the world, depending on how fast you're running, your hair literally goes Super Saiyan. You have fire on your hair.
Sweet.
It's ridiculous. And when you're running through the environment, you can use the ring to either press in and it launches an air bubble. And I guess what that does is it hits
Magic.
Airbending.
air bending.
Like,
Air
like
bending.
the great
Right.
movie of
Like the
Avatar?
amazing, greatest film of
Or
last
you
decade.
can pull the ring apart and it becomes a vacuum and it sucks in coins. When
Ignorant
you
as
get to the Fuck you
They've
guys.
just learned to move past it now.
Fuck you guys.
Just talk straight through.
And so when you're getting from point A to point B, you will encounter monsters throughout the world, and it is an RPG system where
You're
go into-
leveling up. And
You're leveling up, and it's actually a turn-based encounter where you will have an opportunity to choose an exercise with the ring, and you're moving left and right with the Joy-Con on the ring-con, rather. And so, for example, if you are doing, I don't know what these stretches are called, but like there's like leg presses, there's squats, there's all different kinds of exercises. And what I like about the combat is that you do the exercise, and it actually has a cooldown on it, depending on which exercise you want. Just like if you were to go in a gym, you don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again. So it actually has a cooldown based.
says you. I go to the gym and just do 100 push-ups, and then
Okay.
I take a break and I do another 100 push-ups.
Okay, Naruto.
And then I take a break, and you know what? To hell with leg day, because
Okay, Naruto.
You need leg day.
no.
Yes, you do.
Push-ups, just push-ups,
You can-
solid. I don't even
this
know
game
why I have a
doesn't-
gym membership. Just do push-ups.
Squat.
This game doesn't actually track push-ups.
Squats.
It doesn't track push-ups. This game. That's weird. It
Because
doesn't-
there's nothing
There's
to-
no like the only thing is the leg strap.
Yeah.
And
If it helps, we fit you never really tracked push-ups well either, because the board wasn't.
it's never steady.
Well,
Well,
it
I mean,
was,
It's a
well, I mean, like it's also a spacing. I'm like I can see it
Yeah.
right there. It's like some people have a wider.
well, and
yeah,
it was, but it was very
depends on
weird.
the
Like,
push-up you want to do. It's
Right.
like,
well, and it was very
yeah,
weird with that one with We Fit, because like you would step on it and the sensitivity was like, you could barely shift and it would know. Then you'd get on it to do a push-up, and it's like I'm putting my hands like directly in the middle of this thing. I'm doing a push-up, and it's like, bring your body down lower, and I'm like,
From
We'll bring it lower.
okay, like.
what I've
You're
seen
not
so
supposed to touch the floor.
But I get that. Like I can do a
from what
push-up.
from what I've done so
Yeah,
far
I
in
don't
the
know.
game.
I'm just saying.
It
You
tells-
can't do
tells
it.
me I
just push
can't.
up harder. Push up harder.
And then you're just sitting there like smacking the thing. Like...
Too hard. From what I've gathered, from what I've played so far, there's no tech in the leg strap or the ring con. There's no tech in it.
No, it's just using.
It's using the
Motion.
motion.
Yeah.
So it knows where the Joy-Con's in front of you and knows where the leg is.
Yeah.
So if you, for whatever reason, have the Joy-Con elsewhere, it'll tell you like, okay, make sure you have the in front of you,
Everything's- yep.
or you make sure you have the leg strap on properly,
Yeah.
or else it won't keep track of your exercises.
Yep.
So it's very difficult to game. What I like about the rain,
What's the point then?
it's a game. What I really like about it is that they really use the rumble, the HD rumble. They use it really, really well, because if you're getting really close, like accurate to the exercise, it gives you that feedback of like that's it. You're getting close to whatever that is. Or if you're doing your leg crunches, it'll tell you like, oh, your leg's a little off to the side. Like if you get it a little more centered, you get a little bit more of the
Cool.
vibration. So I think it does a really, really good job of using the haptic feedback in the Switch. The second game to use it properly. And on okay, fucking 1-2 play. Goddamn 1-2 play.
Six balls!
Ice in the ice cubes.
Ice cubes.
Ice cubes in the cup.
6 balls in this box.
I think you put 3 ice cubes. The exercise stuff is really, really cool. The maintenance stuff is actually really nice too, because between each level, it actually helps. It actually checks your heart rate. You can use the IR sensor. You put your thumb over it, and it actually keeps track of how you're doing throughout the exercise.
Oh, wrong one.
See, I just
Bottom button.
beep. But like it's part of the Nintendo Switch. So for people,
And it keeps track of it on the Switch.
right, and so for people who don't have a smartwatch, or mine doesn't do that, it's an interesting way to use the IR sensor, in my
Cool.
opinion. I really dig it. I played, like I said, I've missed like 1 or 2 days just because of my
You
scheduling.
need rest.
Well, you
Rest
do
days.
you do need rest days, especially from the first day. Like, it just destroyed me. I'm getting a little bit more accustomed to it now, which is nice.
Yeah.
And because it is an RPG, there are moments where you need to go into town, you need to buy different items, you can pick up different workout gear, which manages your stats. You only have 2 stats. You have your attack and a defense. The other part about
Keep it easy peasy.
right, the combat part of it, you choose your exercise, whatever you want to do. When it's up to the opponent's turn to attack, you actually do something called an ab guard, and so you're rotating the ring and then you're pushing it into your ab to reduce the damage that they're doing. And depending on how well you push in your resistance wise, it determines how much of a defense you get. So it's in your best interest to get a good resistance in, but you don't have to get it all the way in,
Challenge.
which is really cool. The
Can you choose what element you are?
No, but
You're always an airbender.
but each of the exercises has a different color coding to it. So
Let's go
arms,
with it.
so the arms ones are red, the leg exercises are blue, and you'll encounter monsters in the world who are color coded. So if you use a leg muscle attack,
Yeah.
it'll be super effective. on
So you're
those
rock paper scissoring, but with
color coding.
like
It's just color coding.
legs, arms, body. Yeah.
Right, and
Cool.
you can, and between each level, you can bring I think 5 or 6 different stretches or exercises in with you.
Yep.
So if you want to have a well balanced sort of attack strategy, you want to have each color.
So you can't skip leg day.
So you can't skip leg day. But there are some levels that'll tell you like all the monsters in here are blue colored, or the majority of them are blue colored. So if this level is specifically meant for leg day,
Yeah.
or this level is specifically meant for arms exercises
Yeah.
or torso exercises. So it's very well balanced, it feels, and they definitely make sure that you are taking your breaks. It's like, oh, you've been playing for a while.
You've been playing for 15 minutes.
Yeah, go for a walk. Go to get some water.
Go for a
It's-
walk. You've been exercising.
it's
Go
impo-
exercise
Go
more.
go walk some more.
You have to walk. You
I
have to
don't
run
wanna
around the
Walk
block
some
now.
more. I'm already dying on the ground. You're not walking. I can see that you're not walking.
I'm doing horizontal walk.
You're not walking at all.
You just move your leg.
the and I think
walking.
I'd say actually just you're drunk, sir. No, you're not. Shut up.
See, I think, and the other nice part of just using the Joy-Cons, because that's even when they announced it, I'm going, that's nice because that was the one pain in the butt with the Wii Fit pad, was it's 4 AA batteries
Mm-hmm.
that, like, you're like, I'm into my workout routine, and, like, you're finally getting into a groove, and then it's like, oh, it needs batteries, and you're like, I will go find batteries, and then you don't have batteries because that is always...
Type C all the things.
Well, exactly, like, no rechargeable battery pack in there, and you're just like,
Yeah.
come on. So then you miss like 2 days because you don't have the battery, so you skip it, and
Right.
then you didn't have time to buy batteries, so you skip it.
With the Joy-Cons, you have no excuse to recharge them.
Right, they're charged.
Yeah.
Like I even have my
I'm almost getting to the point where I almost want to get a dedicated set of Joy-Cons.
Yep.
Just for
Ring Fit.
Ring Fit, so I can keep them in the controller attachments. Because I'm not saying it's a pain in the ass to get them in and then strap it in, but like it's a little bit that much easier with the Joy-Cons because they're light, they're small, they're rechargeable. So if I do need to recharge them, I can just plop them in and then put a new set into the.
Yeah. Well, that's why even because I have 8 Joy-Cons.
I'm missing 2 because of the move. I
But,
can't
like,
find them.
but I have enough for like 4 people to each have
Right.
a set of Joy-Cons. I have 4 of them in my little charger that I bought off Amazon. I have 1 of them in the charging because I bought the charging controller because at least then you can plug and play for 2 people sort of thing. And then it's like, and then the other ones are always just in the Switch. So it's like I have 8 Joy-Cons that are always ready to go, as opposed to
You'll have 6 if you get Ring.
again, opposed to my Wii Fit or my Wii Fit board, where again you'd skip 2 or 3 days because you just didn't get batteries, and then you're out because it's like,
Right.
oh, I feel so good not doing anything.
And that's the nice thing about this game. They encourage you really, really well. It's like, you're back for your 3rd day to
Yep.
go. Like last day you did a lot of leg stuff. Today, or maybe we'll focus on a little arm stuff.
Yep.
Or
Yeah, Wii Fit did a great job
Yeah.
of that. But when the batteries die, you're like,
They do a good job with
the.
they do a good job with the cooldowns too. Because
Nice.
as part of a workout, you want to do warm ups and cooldowns. Sometimes I don't do warm ups. I'm not too worried about that. But for the cooldowns, it's very
Go hard.
Go hard.
End hard.
the cooldowns are very they kind of know what kind of exercises you did for the day. So
Sure.
it's like you did a lot of leg stuff today. We're gonna make sure you
Stretch
do
out your legs.
stretch out the legs or do the arm stuff. I think it's very cool. The other part about it I haven't really tested it out too much apparently is there's an offline a standby mode for Ring Fit Adventure where you can put the Joy-Con into the ring, have the game sleep, turn on the controller, and then while you're watching TV or whatever, you can just do like stretch it in and out and in and out. I've done that so many times without like turning it on. I didn't realize that was a mode.
Yeah.
And if you do it more, you can get in-game bonuses for your character.
Cool.
So that's really, really neat. And if you have other people who play Ring Fit Adventure, you can send those gifts to them as well.
Nice.
At this moment, I don't think anybody on my friends list has also Ring Fit.
It's one of those I'm going to eventually get it, but a lot of those, like my wife really liked the Wii Fit stuff, and at this point she's not. She's not in a workout mood. So
my wife has expressed that as well. She's like as soon as
so that's
whatever this is
exactly.
as soon as
so I'm
whatever
waiting.
Yeah, exactly. She's like super into it. She she laughs when I do it.
Yeah.
I know I look like a fool when I'm doing it, but at least I know that it's that positive like reaffirmment. Because a lot of the times it's like, oh, you work out really, that was a really good exercise today, or you did a really good job. I think the weirdest comment I've gotten so far is that the ring telling me, and by the way, the ring is voiced. Nothing else in this game is voiced. The ring is voiced. It's got a little like head on it. It'll say every once in a while, "Oh, your sweat is so pretty and glistening."
That's
Yeah, it
gross.
is.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, ring.
Gross.
Thanks, ring. It's better than saying you're an overweight 16-year-old girl.
See, and that was the worst part of the Wii Fit board was like you
It didn't-
step on it and it's like whoa every once in a while, like
Yeah.
it would make a little sound, and it's
And I think
like,
Nintendo has learned from that.
well, but even that, like it wasn't a whoa, like oh my god, it was just like the Wii Fit board was supposed to be a character and you were stepping on it, so like anything, if you step on it, it's gonna go like, hey, you're stepping on me. You know, and then again,
A little heavier today, aren't you?
and then the Wii Fit board, because it would actually weigh you. I think that was one of those. It's one of those. It deters some people, but it spurs some people on to like.
Yes.
have
So
a
it's
goal.
and when you're making a fitness app or
Yes.
exercise, you want to make sure you have that balance of positive reaffirmment
Yes.
Wow,
Versus
making-
also like
ripping you apart because you're not exercising.
Personal trainer.
yes, and so that was like the Wii Fit
As-
board was nice for that, but again, we have a scale. We can we can just do that ourselves.
But I think the Ring Fit Adventure is definitely a good balance between an adventure game, because I feel like I still want to go into this game. I want to see more of what the
Progress,
story is.
yeah.
At the same time,
and they just have a workout mode in there, right?
Yep, there's
Yeah,
just
so-
a straight workout mode if you want to work out just regular. There's mini games, so one of these days I do want to bring the Ring-Con around and like we'll
Just
do mini
do
game
it.
stuff, because there's like, oh, how many like
If you're trying to get me to
presents?
work out,
Hold my
I'm
hand.
not
Hold
doing
my
it.
hand. Hold my hand.
Do it.
Heave ho with the
Do it.
Ring
do
Fit.
It, do it.
No, I don't
Work
trust him with
Heave
that.
ho.
Work out.
Heave ho.
Work out. Work
Hold,
out.
Because
hold
he
my hand.
kept trying to toss me off.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Brings the ring fit over. I'm not trusting him with
Ring Fit.
that. No, he tries to toss me off.
Take my
that
hand.
Thing.
Yes, I do.
Trusting him with the ring fit.
Take my hand.
Oh.
Take my hand. Hold my
Gang
hand.
beasts.
Gang beasts.
See, that would
Hold my hand.
Nope.
It's the same game. One's in 2D, one's in 3D. It's the same game. Hold my hand. No.
If that one we're trying to throw each other off.
We need to play Mounter Friends at some point in time. That's an older game
Yep.
that's like dumb.
I have a lot of dumb games I've been playing.
So yeah, I've been playing Ring Fit Adventure. I think I'm 5 days in. I need to do a little today because I was out yesterday and I had an opportunity. We were watching on Netflix. Let's just start with Sabrina.
Excellent.
I didn't finish it. Obviously, we just got back
Started
in.
chapter 3.
We started chapter 3, season 1,
Or part 3.
part 3, chapter 3. They call it officially it's chapter 3.
Chapter 3, episode 1.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it picks up about, I want to say about a month or two after the events of the last chapter, and it is basically the story of Sabrina going, spoilers, she's going to get her boyfriend back from hell.
Heck yeah, she is.
I'm not going to tell you more.
That is spoiler, because I haven't watched any of it.
There's more to it. There's so much more to it than that. But there's that piece
You
to
have
it.
watched part 3, chapter 21.
Chapter 21. They're doing that weird numbering thing.
Each episode is its own chapter.
Yeah, they're doing the good place thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more of that, of the
It's
last.
Sabrina.
As more of Sabrina. There is a big focus between the 3 different sort of storylines and narratives that are going on that split from the last season, and they expand on a little bit more about that. Ambrose is still really cool. I really like that character. They haven't done much with him just yet, but they definitely are putting a lot more story emphasis on the human characters.
Yeah,
like Harvey,
the regular people.
The Harvey, Theo, and I can't remember the blind girl's name, but her character name, I don't know.
I don't know.
But they're putting more emphasis on those characters. Episode 1 or chapter 21, whatever.
Whatever it
It's
is.
an entire homage to Wizard of Oz,
Cool.
which is super funny and super like, oh, that's where they're going with this episode. That's super fun. Like tons of references to Wizard of Oz, which is very cool. And it's just, I think it's getting really, really dark, like in a satanic way, like in the
Of course
devil
it
kind
is.
of thing. And I think that's totally cool. Like it's not bad. Like they're going hard into it.
Good.
And they're not stopping from what it feels like. So it's interesting to see where the show will go. I don't know if they have committed to more than chapter 3. I feel like it's something that ends after like chapter 5.
I think they signed for 4 seasons. So the first season, after it did as well as it did, they just signed him for another 3, I think.
I don't know. It's hard to say with Netflix nowadays. Because Netflix needs to be pulling out all the stops, and they definitely are pulling out all the stops, especially with The Witcher.
And now the animated series.
With animated series, there's Sabrina. There's another show that I'm going to talk about in a second here. They're pulling out all the stops. They're putting a lot of good original content on Netflix lately.
They have 4 seasons planned
In total.
Yes.
Okay,
so far.
So there's
They've
one
been
more.
signed on for 4. So yeah, there's 8 more episodes after part 3.
Right.
You're gonna get part 4.
Part 4.
And then maybe part 5.
I don't see it going past 5, honestly.
And then maybe part 6. And then it'll be Supernatural.
Get syndicated on Netflix?
Whoa, they don't let that happen. Congratulations on reaching episode 99. You're canceled.
Oh. Sabrina just gets shanked. Sink. No magic. No magic knife. Can't be revived. Shanked.
What happens next episode? There is no next episode.
Yes. Yes.
It.
The answer is yes.
The show's now called Harvey. It's season 1, episode 1.
Aww. Aww.
It's following this guy that kind of looks like Archie, but isn't Archie.
More Archie than the last.
More Archie than Archie.
So yeah, no, it's a strong start so far.
Good.
The other show that I watched, not an original show, but it's based off of a webcomic, Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts, which is a new animated show on Netflix. It came out animated.
Just animated.
Animated. So kind of like Gravity Falls, Hilda kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts. It's based off of a webcomic. I don't remember the artist's name off the top of my head, but it's a DreamWorks animation piece.
Oh, cool.
And so it's about, the best way to describe it is that it's Mad Max but for young adults, where humans have lived underground.
Mad Max is for young adults.
So Mad Max?
Mad Max is young adults because
Is it?
action.
It's rated R. It's not for young adults. It's meant for adults.
Young adults. You're saying you're an adult.
Okay, it's meant for
Teenagers?
It's meant for teenagers. Sure. Let's say that. It's meant for teenagers then.
That's not an adult.
Okay. Let's say young teenagers. And the story revolves around humans in this post-apocalyptic world they put it at 2022.
All right.
I think that's the year it is. It's in the far-flung future. And something has happened on top of the world where mutations have caused animals to evolve into basically higher sentient creatures. So there's giant talking animals who are roaming the earth now.
All right.
And there are groups of humans that are called burrows, who live underground and away from all that stuff on the top. And the story is Kipo has, for whatever reason, she has left the burrow. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but she has left the burrow and she now has to find her way back to her family, back to her home. And she befriends survivors on the top side. There are humans on the top side that live there, but it's primarily a mutant world on the top side. I really, really like the animation style of it. More so than anything. It's kind of got that Gravity Falls, Hilda kind of style. It's very cool. The heroine Kipo, she's got that plucky attitude of like, everything will be fine if we just talk about it. And for whatever reason, things just happen to work out because she talks about it. And
That's not how life works.
Correct.
Life lesson. No.
Correct. It's not. It weirdly works out in her favor, and everyone around her is like, "That's not how we do things on the top side. Like, it shouldn't work, but it is. So we're still gonna help you find your family and trying to find your way home." Yeah. The animation is unbelievably cool. It's so good. The story is really, really, really well done. The voice actors are all there. I think they're all almost like new, like kind of
Fresh faces.
Yeah, they're not common. Not, like I don't think they're all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool, giving people a new opportunity. They have created a a cute little pig that I want a plushie of really bad. It's got, and that's the nice thing. That's a funny thing about the mutations about these animals up top side. They all have something different to them.
Yeah.
So the first creature she encounters is a blue pig with 4 eyes and 6 legs. And so when she's trying to catch it, it actually like speeds past her because of it's got extra legs, it's got extra eyes. Yeah. It's really cool. They've got giant talking frogs who are basically the mobsters of the entire world. They try to control, you know, the I guess the finances or whatever. They're business people. Yeah. They're businessmen. You've got hummingbirds who are basically warbirds and they have grenades on them, like bio grenades. It's weird.
Cool.
You've got everyone in the world is afraid of the giant mutant mega bunnies. It's a giant bunny with 4 ears and like 8 legs, and they're like 50 feet tall. It's hilarious.
Kibo is voiced by Katana from Suicide Squad.
Okay, so known actors, not a very known film. I've never heard of that movie.
What movie? And she was also Glimmer in the She-Ra and Princess of Power.
Suicide Squad is up there, just like Avatar is.
Oh no, we're not. I can't get on board with you on this one. I can only go so far. I can only go so far, Chris.
What's Suicide Squad?
It's a movie that's
It almost sounds like an award-winning film.
It is an award-winning film.
Depends which one you want to go with, the animated or the live action.
But yeah, we've been watching. We finished that series. It's actually I recommend it.
Cool.
If you are into like the Gravity Falls stuff, if you're into the Hilda, that sort of supernatural, paranormal, yet kids kind of show vibe, nails it like 100%. And at the time being, there is no indication if this is coming back for a second season, but they have definitely put in hooks.
It will be replaced by the Witcher animated series.
Which
yes,
I will revolt.
No,
but they've definitely put in hooks for a follow-up if they do. Like it's not. There's no like. Will we do a second season? I don't know. They've definitely positioned themselves in
to hope that they get a second season.
Yeah, that's very much like we're gonna it's like we're gonna finish the fight kind of scene, but like not as jerky as Halo 2 did. So Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts. Keep an eye on it. Everyone should watch it. It's super fun, super cool, super colorful.
Yeah, I have such a long list.
I was gonna say my list is too long.
We were gonna start. What were we gonna start in before we found the trailer for Kipo? I don't remember what it was.
The Witcher?
Maybe. It might have been The Witcher. I don't know.
The Witcher yet?
No.
Watch The Witcher.
No, watch Kipo.
Watch Witcher.
No, watch Kipo.
I'll watch Kipo if you watch Witcher.
Okay.
I don't watch TV. I watch Game Grumps. I specifically.
I couldn't tell.
Watch
you watch
Game
Grumps.
Unofficially, I did play.
That's all I've been doing.
Unofficially, I did watch all the cutscenes for the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Because I could not justify paying $40 for unintelligible bullshit.
Wow.
Whoa.
I definitely watched those cutscenes, and I'm torn with Kingdom Hearts. Because that DLC basically retreads on the final act in different angles.
Oh.
So like there's an encore scene without spoiling Kingdom Hearts 3. There's an encore scene with a bunch of characters, and when you play the game, you're Sora.
Sure.
In that sequence, the DLC I'd say about 60% of that is you playing those encounters in a different perspective, which is a massive waste of time, because that encounter was cool initially, but it's incredibly boring the second time around, in my mind. They add very little story and plot hooks they add a giant plot hook for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Of course.
In about 10 years.
No. Game Crunch, we got 15 years.
15. Oh, right. Yeah. Right. At the end of the PlayStation 5's life cycle.
Yep. It'll be there for the end of PlayStation 5 or
the start of the PlayStation 6's life cycle.
And it's not going to be the PlayStation 6 because eventually they're going to give up on that numbering system.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they do. At this point, they just go hard.
I'm surprised it's not a V.
I think because they wanted to have it kind of match the S on all. From a from a just visual standpoint, it's nicer having like the box shape as opposed to the box and then a
Maybe you
harsh
could tie
angle.
the S to
I'm sure
the
there's
V,
been some like
could tie
debate
it in.
internally of how they want to
Oh,
present this.
there was 8,000 variations of that logo before they picked.
The number was consistent. They always wanted to call it the PS5.
Yeah.
But they definitely tried hard. But yeah, I watched all the cutscenes and the endings for the Remind DLC.
Yep.
Don't pay $40 for it.
There you go.
Oh god, don't pay $40 for
I
it.
will listen to you.
Don't pay $40. Just watch the
Alrighty.
cutscenes online.
If you say so, I won't do it.
Kingdom Hearts 3, the base game's fine. But
Just not the
I don't know. If I can't get the DLC, I may as well not do just buy the.
Yeah, what's the point, really?
I'll be honest, have you played any of the Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Yes, as in like 1 or 2 or all?
No. I played some of the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah, you're screwed.
I played one part of 2.
You're okay, I guess.
It's been good enough. I've looked up the wikis for everything else because it's just like
It's
some of
so
those games.
it's
are-
so convoluted and
Wow.
like they bring back. I've time and time again. If I didn't like Kingdom Hearts as much as I do, I would not have gotten anything out of that game as much as I did.
Any game.
And the
You
love
can
is
say
starting
that,
to
Jim.
clearly die.
You can say that about any.
No, but like they bring back. There's so many callbacks
Yeah.
to past Kingdom Hearts games in 3 that it's like, oh, remember that character that was on screen for like 5 seconds in the DS game? We bring him back for this major plot point.
Perfect.
What?
That's all you need.
What? Anyways.
What'd you do?
One.
What did
One
you do?
thing.
What did you do?
I played The Witcher. Still.
Excellent.
Played The Witcher. You're
Watch The Witcher play The
You're
Witcher.
part of the problem.
So you got
It's not a problem, though.
yeah. So you
No,
got
it's not.
past
Witcher
the
3 is a
part.
great game, though.
It's not a problem.
You got
Witcher
past
is
parts
great.
that you got stuck on the first time around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Witcher 3 is a
so
great
now
game.
we're-
I'm on Act 3.
Nice.
I think it's Act 3. They don't really say when it's Act 3. It's just kind of the third thing in the process. Which
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to go from this. It's almost like they're sending me back to Act 1.
I don't remember. Oh, I got to a masquerade party.
A masquerade.
Who are you finding in the long list of things?
Yes.
I need to find.
Oh, I think I did the masquerade
I
party.
need to.
Yeah, you're at a party.
I
or
need to
something.
find
You have
the girl, but I need to-
interrogate someone or find someone, or I remember searching for something stupid.
I remember that game being a lot of
Were
like.
you
I
with
need
a
to-
redhead?
Yeah, I was with Tris. I know their names. I know the characters. I just don't know who the heck I was looking
Triss
for.
has moved on.
I know.
I'm now with Yennefer.
Are you?
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
you.
I'm on
Okay.
Act 3.
There was
Okay.
a boat. I remember I was gonna take a boat, and then I'm like,
that's where I'm at right now.
okay. So like
I got on the boat and I
I
went
did
to
not
where
get on the boat.
I
I
went
was
to where
like,
I
I'm
had to
gonna
go.
stay here. I'm gonna save.
How
I'm
long
gonna
does it
come back.
take to beat The Witcher 3? Do you think?
If you just play the story, not.
If
But don't you have
put-
to? Don't you have to do the side
You
quests
have to
though?
do some side quests just to
Some.
help the leveling process out.
Some, but not all.
I think the
You
one.
do not have to play every game
'cause
of Gwent, like you know.
I-
I do. That
Yeah.
card game is getting addicting.
I know.
I
That's
hear
why
it.
they made it.
That's why it's a separate thing.
That's why they made it its own separate game.
I got to collect all those cards. I have a pretty much unstoppable deck
Uh-huh.
right now.
I need to. You need to get into.
Fine, fine.
You can. I can stop anytime I want, Gwen. I can ungwen anytime I want. What do
It's
you?
part of the quest. I got to do the quest.
Hello, do you want a Gwent?
Also, I've gwented only like 5 times today.
Why does this Gwent not Gwent?
You're not gwenting hard
Well,
enough.
it's a mission. I'm
You're not
still,
going
as I said last week to Brian, I'm following story up till they send me to somewhere else.
Yeah, and then you do
And
all
then
of
in
them.
the area, I'm doing the side quests that are about my level.
That's
And
correct.
once I get to there, I'll go back to the
You are
story.
quest hubbing properly.
Yeah, there's so many
Uh-huh.
secondary quests and contracts I have to do.
Mhm.
I remember when
ridiculous.
I played that game at
Treasure
launch.
hunts and oh,
I remember when I played that game at launch. There was a gold glitch, and I just have
I don't
like
have to worry about
my
that.
current save.
Yeah.
I think my current save file has like 1,000,000 gold.
I was gonna say gold was never.
I have to heal myself. I've just figured after a while, just go
Did
repair
they
my
ever?
stuff. and
Did they ever
I don't
fix
even
the?
build anything.
Did they ever fix the text size issue? Because I remember when that game first launched, it was very hard to see that game.
I don't.
It was
have an
the
issue
text
with
was
the text
very
things.
small.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
I never.
Because
had
I know
an issue with
you're
that.
obviously playing now like pre-patch, patch,
I'm in the
or post-patch,
completed
post-patch,
edition, so
post-patch.
I got even the DLC
Right,
missions
so
are
you
popping
must-
up for me.
I'll have to reinstall that game at some point just to see, because it was hard for me to play
Did
that
you
game.
beat it?
I'm still looking for this person who's looking for this other person looking for this other person.
See that? Yeah, that's what I said to Brian. It's where I was in the city in Novigrad.
I'm probably gonna restart.
Where it was got to go after this person. Oh, then you gotta find it. Like, exactly what you said. You're fighting person after person after person, trying to find
the original person.
The original person.
And I just
supposed to go for.
I just got lost and then had I had a good time with the side quests.
I had a great time with it. It's one of those ones where I'm like, I had a great time with this game, and it's like, did you finish it? And it's like, no.
It's like Oblivion.
Yeah.
It's like a Skyrim game.
Yeah.
Except
I ran into a thing with once again said this to Brian last week, was where I was last week. I was in the city, and there was a lot of run here, now run over here, now run there, now run there, and it's like I want to go out in the countryside and do stuff.
Trying to get you to know the city.
I don't need to run into all the gang leaders. I really don't care.
Why not? How are you going to get in with the Hutts if you don't know them?
I don't need to.
Soon you'll meet Darth Maul.
You owe him a debt.
Yeah. Then you'll fly away on a ship.
Parsecs later. 20 parsecs.
Oh, wait,
hold on, what?
Countryside, and so I'm doing it back out.
I just remember that game looking really good.
No, it's gorgeous.
Did they ever patch it or work on it for like the Pro, or did they ever do anything for that? I'm just thinking like whenever I get a 4K TV or something like that.
No, it doesn't matter. It's still a great game.
It does look really good.
On PCs, you can crank it up to be like
1 million.
Yeah.
The hair's a little weird.
It's the hair tech.
Hair tech, man.
Yeah, but like, there's no. You're inside and your hair is.
That's because you have a constant stream of wind.
Because you're Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
It's like.
That's because you're the Witcher.
It's because you're Superman.
I'm just trying to sleep with everybody I can.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It's on Game Pass on my Xbox, so I re-downloaded it on my Xbox because I'm like, it'll run it better than my PC. So.
Yeah.
How big is it, size-wise?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I'm worried because if I try to re-download it now, I don't have the space, and I don't want to put the time and
30
effort.
or 30 between 30 to 60.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not that. It's not huge.
I just
not as bad as Call of Duty or
Call of Duty, huge.
100 something, right?
No, that's it's
Way
over that.
And
now.
there's they've released multiplayer pack 2. That
And
was
Special
10 gigs,
Ops
and Special
2,
Ops, which was another 9 gigs.
13.
We're getting to that point where like you're gonna need a bigger like launch hard drive.
Terabyte.
Launch hard drives.
The terabyte is not even working anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm at 3 and that's not even working. But yeah, it's still. Like I said, that's how I'm playing it. Is just follow the story till they send me to another place and then do the contracts. I don't go past my level, so even if I could do it a little past, I don't. I
heard
set
it's
the marker
pretty
or whatever.
I heard it's pretty challenging still. Like
Parts of it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it can be pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't make it like it's not a.
It takes a while to get used to the combat, and it's
Was it like attack, dodge kind of thing?
pretty much that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because if you have like 5 guys surrounding you, and actually what I like
Your
is
dodge button is your friend, your best friend.
40 gigs on the Xbox.
That's not too bad.
like how I do, like whoever you're facing when their name bar starts popping up red, dodge, because the person behind you is attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much / back up.
It's a very tactical game, if I remember. Like very strategic. Like okay, I have to be like very conservative about where my swings are. It's kind of like almost like Dark Souls.
Well, the guy has a shield. You have to step around him.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can kind of play Witcher however you like, whatever your play style is.
Well, I guess if you spec out towards like is it spells or magic? What is it called?
It's like
magic. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, there's like a magic piece of
Fira and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've mixed. I've started mixing that in now, where I'm getting a bunch of guys standing in front of me, fire.
Yeah.
Throw fire at them, and they start lighting, and then I start swinging at them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a fast attack person,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a fast or a strong. I don't worry about the strong. I just go total fast and
I think that's probably smart.
not even worrying about it. And then when my stamina runs up for the fire, set them on fire again. Start slashing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that is a game I feel like I should get back into, but
it's a good game.
there's so many other
It's
things.
so long.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I gotta finish Star Wars.
I gotta do Control. I gotta do Life is Strange 2. I just got that, so I wanna get into that at some point.
When you have time, you have to have lots of time.
Right. That's my thing.
I've
It's
probably
like,
spent a good
the other night
hours already
I went
on it.
down and I sat down and I'm like, I've got a Witcher tonight. Then I looked at the time and I'm like, I'm a Call of Duty for a couple of rounds, because
I'll be honest, the show was a big motivator.
yeah, it would be.
So.
I still haven't seen or heard that song. that
Throw a
everyone.
coin
Have
to
you
your
watched
Witcher.
it?
No,
Have you watched it?
no.
Then you, of course, you haven't run into it.
But like everyone's trying to meme on it and like posting it to their social
If
feeds.
you watch the show and it's like the third episode in,
You have to get 3 episodes.
2 or 3 episodes, wherever you meet Yasker.
That's the bard or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I like bards. Bards are a great class.
Which I know I've read something that they apparently they felt the creators felt they screwed up on Jasker a bit.
Oh yeah.
Well, because Geralt and Yennefer and all them are going through big time jumps.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they don't age, but why isn't Jasker?
Is he the narrator for the show? Because that would make sense.
No.
Is he an unreliable?
But he's part of it. Even in the game, he's the narrator for you.
Yeah.
For the side stuff. But even then, he doesn't age. So
Yeah.
they're
So
wondering.
maybe
if
he's
there's
magic.
well, that's what they're wondering. Is there something that because he's a bard, he drank some potion thinking it was a wine, and he has immortality.
That sounds about like a bard would do.
Or if he's the
That's
one.
exactly
who's-
what the article is.
That sounds like what a bard would do. And then the worst part is he wouldn't realize it.
Or again, he's the narrator and he is getting older, but in his with him telling the story, he's always
But he's there though. That's what
I know, but he's
in the
always
show. He was there, and a lot of time is passing, but he's not.
Oh, he's an elf. It's fine.
He's not an elf.
He's an
dude.
elf. He's an elf. He just trimmed them off.
No, I'm okay with the bard doing dumb shit and not
Oh
realizing.
yeah, no, and
that's
that's
very much a bard thing to do.
and from what I've played at the games and remembering from.
He's not as stupid in the games though.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not dumb in the show, but he's.
I think he is in the second game. Like
He's reckless.
yes, he's kind of he's a moron.
He's not a more.
He doesn't make the best choices, I guess is the.
Yeah, but who does?
Yeah.
That's.
Well, I do clearly all the time.
I mean, yeah.
I think I'm just gonna bust into Life and Strange 2 tonight.
Start The Witcher. Join me on
Throw a
this.
coin to your Witcher, man.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Oh my
That
god! We haven't done it clearly.
It's a catchy song.
I hear that it is. I'm kind of waiting to watch the show before I meme on it really hard.
No, just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Okay, Shia LaBeouf.
Do it.
All right, Shia LaBeouf.
The only other thing I did briefly, I didn't have much time this week.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yeah.
Still haven't heard it.
Are you listening to the YouTube video?
No, we don't want to
No,
get.
it's on my Google Play Music.
Oh, you should watch that. Or listen to that.
I'm not listening to it, and you're gonna get can't listen to it right now.
Why?
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Fine, get one. We're off.
Oh, yeah,
No, I'm fine.
I'll wait for the show.
I will wait for the show to bust that cherry.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty,
I Call
We
of Duty
played some
again.
Call of Duty.
Map Pack, or not Map Pack, Multiplayer Pack 2.
That was so dumb.
What?
What, the downloading?
Yeah,
I don't know why it seems like this copying process is so slow
because
compared to everything else. Is it because
Brian-
it has to copy the previous
yes,
hard drive
Brian
over?
looked it up. So what happens is to stop it from when you download DLC and it installs it,
So what's the issue?
copying to your PlayStation. So
When it update.
after you've downloaded, and then the install process is
Yeah.
also the copying process,
Yes.
which can sometimes take a bajillion years.
Yes.
It's to not corrupt your file. It copies your entire file to make sure that if it corrupts your file, it can just go there's your old file
So it has
back.
to copy all 100 gigs of. That's why it takes forever.
So, yeah,
I
because
mean-
Brian looked into it the one time because he's like, why does this copying process take forever?
Every
when
other game doesn't.
I can patch a game on Steam
Or Xbox.
and
even.
Xbox, and it's PlayStation's just in case the DLC doesn't take, all it does is boots your old file back on.
That seems.
I don't mind that. but
Which is
it's
nice in the
still,
long run, but how many
Speed
times
up the
has a
process.
DLC screwed up on me?
But that's
but
also
speed up the
isn't,
process a bit.
isn't that what certification processes are for?
yes. There's then that's my piece. It's just that's kind of okay. Because, yeah, the copying part is usually what takes the longest.
Yep. I don't have issues with download.
No, download easy. I got fast
Copy.
internet now. Ba-boom, download done.
Yeah. Download. Yeah.
Yeah.
Copying on the PlayStation seems to go slow. Because even that one day where I was moving stuff to the hard drive.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have SSDs in your hard drive or no? Because that might be that could also be a factor.
Whatever the Pro is, but then I was moving stuff to the external hard drive, which is not SSD, but I was moving stuff over, and I'm like, it is faster for me. I uninstalled games and just reinstalled them, and that went faster than moving them.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what back end stuff's working in the PlayStation to
Yeah.
Well, they're all different.
And they are. So,
Yeah,
but Call of
so, yeah,
Duty.
we did that. It solved my problem, kind of.
What?
Well, because when we sign up for matches,
Oh yes.
we would stay in the same match
It
every
would keep
time.
you in the same match type.
So if you play kill confirmed, you're sticking with kill confirmed
Until you
for
exit.
a few hours.
Yeah. Unless you exited every time, which negates the purpose of signing up for all the different game types. Now
But it seemed like I figured it out a bit. Like there were times where we played like 3.
well, because we signed up for like some of the mosh pit ones, so it wasn't just like because we were signed up for everything, so it was like, oh, here is this map mosh pit style.
Yeah.
Which means you're going to get kill confirmed or this or this or this. So we play a kill confirmed, then we play a mosh pit, which also happened to just be kill confirmed. Like, we didn't get stuck in that kind of loop. We got stuck in a weird mosh pit loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that was always a problem.
They've added a couple new weapons.
Yeah, you and Brian are trying to go for the crossbow.
I'm trying to go for the crossbow.
Crossbow sounds like a great weapon.
He's trying to get the colors on his rifle first.
I thought he said he was going for the crossbow.
He will after, because he didn't put his reflex sight on. He needs no attachments on his gun for the one camo.
Yeah.
So he's going for that first. I'm going for the crossbow, so I can have a shield and a crossbow.
Woohoo!
So I will be a medieval warrior on the battlefield. Twang! Twang! Reload slowly.
I don't know how we haven't seen the reload.
We haven't seen it, so we'll see.
Could be like a.
I'm sure you could find it online.
Yeah, probably.
It shows the stat. It's pretty low. Like, firing rate on that thing is...
It's like an LMG reload.
Yeah. Guys, are we doing okay? I need like 10 more minutes.
In the meantime,
Fires
there's
and
me with
misses.
my assault rifle. Click, click.
Fires and misses.
Well, that's even I switched to a different SMG because I'm like, you know, I've been playing this enough. I'm gonna go for the stupid like whatever the next SMG. I've got to get all the camos for all the SMGs. So I'm like, I can do this. So I'll go to the one that I like the least and work my way up to the AUG.
Yeah.
Like, because I was using the AUG and I'm like, this is.
I like the AUG.
I know. So I'm like, this is delightful, and I'm like, I don't want to do. I'm gonna go with the ones I don't like the most first and get them out of the way, so I can finish on like, yeah, oh nice, like give myself a break with this one because it actually fires like a gun that I like. And the one gun that I picked was the Buffalo or whatever, which has a huge clip. But when you first get it, it's like to reload it because it's this giant massive thing is like, and I'm like, this sucks for an SMG. But you have a ton of ammo in the first place, except because we play hardcore, you don't actually know how much ammo you have left after unless you're counting your shots.
If you die too fast, it doesn't matter.
Right. And I have to remember that with this Buffalo gun that or whatever it is that I don't have to keep reloading.
Yeah.
But now I've got the sleight of hand.
It's habit.
I have the sleight of hand perk now, so now it's just like click click and I'm back in. So
it's habit though. After every gunfight, you reload because you never know when you're gonna have to
Correct.
spray fire and
panic.
panic a little.
A little.
Shoot your own teammates when you come around corners.
You know what?
It sounds like a Brian
You were-
problem.
Nope.
No,
that's not a Brian problem.
No. It was a Chris and Brian problem because the other guy playing with them
Was shooting us
might have been shooting.
accidentally.
It was both the two. I shot you once. I shot Brian once. And you guys just wouldn't let it go.
No, I think I got him back. No,
You
Brian
did.
got you back.
No, you killed me. Yeah. No, it was you. You paid me back. Brian never did. Brian almost did, and then was like, "Oh, I won't, because I'll be nice." And I'm like, "Okay, crazy person." Now you accidentally shot me.
Yeah.
And that counted as payback.
Were you?
Yep. So I'm going for the crossbow. They've added they've added some more cool stuff. Like it's definitely a live game.
Just sticking with my gun, regular guns.
I'm gonna try to unlock stuff.
I don't really care.
And
Oh,
trying
they've
to...
also added extra custom.
Oh yes,
spots.
you can now have 10 customization spots now instead of 5. So
Well, I guess as the game progresses and more people are playing more and more, like
it's just
people
more
are
weapon loadouts
people
and
have
stuff.
a
Yeah,
lot
exactly,
of people
that's the thing,
have
like, more-
reached the season limit
Yes.
on level. So,
Yes, because every season now you drop back down to
55.
55, and you have 100 more levels to build up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's Call of Duty.
I have been playing Warcraft 3 with Brian
On beta.
and the beta.
is it better?
No. Okay, so for me, yes, because I can actually build more than 2 buildings before the game crashes.
Wow, that's bad.
It's so that was really bad. The first we joined a game and it's
Don't
like
you need to have more than 2 buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played
No,
RTSs before.
No, you can build peons and let them run around.
yeah, but you need a farm or a burrow to build
You
more
just keep
peons.
sending one out and just attacking one at a time.
Okay, Zerg Rush.
A peon rush. I like it. Respect.
One at a time.
SDV Rush.
When that one dies, you send another one in.
So Brian and I have been playing against computers just to kind of get, like, especially for me, it's like back into the swing of build orders, build speeds, making sure you're like watching your army at the same time as watching your base. You know, getting the right armies put together, especially if we're going to play 2v2, then it's like, you know, what are you building, Brian, versus what am I building? Because he's gone Night Elf, so it's like, are you going ranged? Because if you go ranged, well, if you're going ranged, I will go melee. Like, except with orcs, everything is very late game. Like, other than grunts,
which I love.
everything is very late game. So, like,
grunts.
I am an army of grunts with a hero until my Tauren can finally start, like, moving their way through. But so we played computers. We did, like, 3 computer matches. We put one computer to insane and the other one on hard, and we could, like, manage.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, let's try against people. So we geared ourselves up. We're like, yeah. And the Battle.net matchmaking didn't work.
Still terrible.
Yeah.
Huh.
For some reason, Blizzard cannot get Battle.net to function properly, which makes no sense to me.
It's all the time and resources they're getting into making sure Overwatch goes.
Sure. Like, that's, I'm just like...
Overwatch. It's all
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch. I'm sorry, Overwatch 2, yes.
Yeah. The single
Overwatch.
player, they really need to make sure Battle.net is working for... So it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't understand where, again, this was really the bread and butter of Blizzard ages ago was Battle.net.
Yes.
And you can't get us
StarCraft.
into a matchmaking game of
StarCraft and
2v2.
Warcraft
Yeah,
3.
like,
Yeah.
you can't get me into a match of 2v2.
StarCraft and Warcraft 3. Yeah, it's weird.
Like, so then we played the computer again, and the one match we played against 2 insane computers, and they just wiped the floor with us. So we're like, all right,
Well,
let's not do that again.
get better.
We are. We're
Get
trying.
Get good.
Get good. Well, and part of my problem is like, and even part of Brian's problem is like, how many wisps do I put on trees to gain lumber? And it's like, because when it comes to, so again, when it comes to peons, 5 on a mine, 7 on trees. For the optimal like resource management, with orcs, it's 5 on a mine, 7 on trees, and you should be like able to keep up. So I'm sitting there, and Brian's like, I'll put 5 on, I'll put 6 on, I'll put 7 on, and again, we're playing computers, so it's like, Finally looked it up online, and it's like you should have 20 wisps on the trees, and then slowly start taking those wisps because the wisps become the night elf buildings. Like that's how night elves work,
Yes.
is they become the trees
Yeah.
that become the buildings. So I'm like, it says to start with 20, and as you're gaining lumber, slowly move them off to build your trees with, like, your buildings with those wisps. And he's like, 20? And it's like, welcome to this game where checks and balances of all the races are completely different.
Yeah.
Soviet Jump game. The second game by Game Grumps is a platforming battle royale game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a side-scrolling game. The wall of pain moves in towards you. It is meant to look like a glitchy type game, but you are a character that's moving obviously on a sideways platform. You are picking up potatoes, and that will
Potatoes.
It'll grow you. It'll like it works like a mushroom.
I was just gonna ask if it was a super.
It's a super mushroom.
super
You pick
potato.
up vodka. That is the star. All the other power-ups are pretty much just... There's one power-up that turns you into a builder that throws hammers. And the rest of the power-ups are very much not Mario-esque. Like you can become a tank. You can throw bees. You can throw lightning balls. I guess that's another one that's close. Instead of fireballs, it's lightning balls.
I was thinking lightning bolt from Mario Kart.
No. And so this one is you can either jump on people's heads or you can hit them with if you have a weapon. And you're essentially just trying to kill 50 other or 49 other people on this map. Still in early access. Like, they're still updating. They're still adding stuff. The game's free. And then if you can buy skins and that kind of stuff within the game. So you can play as the Game Grumps if you buy them as skins. You can play as, if you buy the Founders Pack, you get Tony Eagle, the skateboarder,
Ah.
instead of Tony Hawk.
Uh,
So all the characters are named very much like they're other characters. Like there is Drago, the Russian boxer sort of character who looks exactly like a pixel version of, but he's not named that way so that they can't get sued.
Yeah.
There's a Tetris level somewhere within the world.
Drago.
Yeah, but the character, I don't know what the character's name is because I haven't unlocked him. Like I'm still playing with the basic peon.
Okay.
guy.
Oh.
You can play there's a derpy Sonic the Hedgehog you can play as. They've added a ton of characters to this game already.
Yeah.
But there's different biomes. So there's an underwater biome, which is like an underwater Mario level. There's a Tetris biome where it's actually got the buildings in the background from the old Tetris main menu.
Yeah.
And then there's actual Tetris blocks that are falling down, but they're not Tetris blocks.
What are they? Blocky blocks?
Whatever they
Blocky
are.
blocks.
But when you jump on them, they spin.
Just like a blocky block.
Just like a block,
It's like a blocky block.
Yeah. So it's
A
one of
volley
those
block.
things
Volley
where
block.
it's like
Volley
they
blocks.
skirt the edge of copyright infringement right to the edge, and it kind of makes it cool and fun. And then they just updated it yesterday, so at the end of the game, if there's only two of you left, instead of the wall coming in and then closing slower, it asks you if you want to duel, and you move into a boxing ring, which is only one level, so you can't be escaping up and down pipes into different biomes, and you actually have to duke it out.
Yeah.
So, fun game. It's free on the computer. So, you can pick it up and try it out for
I'll
free.
get right on that.
I bought Trivial Pursuit Live on my Switch because I've been in a trivia mode. Some of it's really easy. Some of it's trivia. It's one of those, if you know the category, you're good to go. If you don't, you're screwed.
Jeopardy.
Yes. So, and same as Jeopardy on the Switch, there is multiple choice modes, which does help because at least you can take an educated guess sort of thing to it. Off of my... Oh, no, and Grandia I've been playing on my Switch. I bought the Grandia double HD pack because I played Grandia 2 ages ago, and it was a fun RPG.
Now, okay.
This is Grandia 1 and 2
Oh, cool.
together for,
Oh, I did play another game. We'll talk about it after.
cool.
I did play another game.
Definitely an old school JRPG. You're a kid who's going to become an adventurer, and your mom used to be a pirate, and you hang out. The game opens with you in this town, and your friend, your next door neighbor friend, who's an orphan but living with her aunt and uncle, who's she's a younger kid than you are. It hangs out with you all day to go on your adventures together. And the first adventure you go on is to find the treasure of the town, and all of it are it's you have to find the mystical helmet, and it's a pot, a cooking pot, and the sword is a little wooden sword, all of it's toys, and you're oh, that's cute. But then you legitimately go to a place where you have to do real combat with real magic and skills, and you can also do that. So JRPG, and then you have this vision that's you have to go to the new world and find this place so that the world can become whole again. Again, very JRPG of go do this big mystical quest sort of thing. There is, of course, this
You and the
evil
heroes must save the day.
Yeah, there's this evil organization that's working against you. Either way, you're on the evil
What?
corporation of people, evil empire.
How do you know they're not good?
Because they've shown me cutscenes of them already not being good. But either way, you go across the ocean on the ship. You meet this other person who you're not sure if you're assuming she's a bit older than you, but she's an actual certified adventurer.
Yeah. I've got my ticket.
She did. She actually, there's a membership card. So you go to get your membership card, and the guy denies you. But as things progress, it's well, let's go find her. She said to meet her at her house. It's on the outskirts of town. You go to her house, and then it's now I know I'm playing a JRPG, and hey Sisu,
Hello.
It's called
and you find her hut, and the thing you have to do to
it's
progress
called
the
the
story is to take her underwear off the clothesline, because then your compatriot, the younger girl's what are these? Ha! And then you get caught holding them, and now we're into very Japanese storytelling where she's why do you have my panties in your hands?
At any point,
whack!
Does any point his nose bleed?
Not quite yet. But that's we're approaching that form of territory where I'm and we're
nose
there.
rockets.
Yeah, these are definitely old school Japanese games. So having fun with that one. I tried with my Game Pass Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet.
That's
That's a long title.
How do you feel?
Sure.
Welcome to Dot Hack.
Means
So
you got
Sword
past the
Art
title.
Online is a show.
It's okay. So let me give you a primer.
Yes.
There is a genre of anime out there
Yes.
that, if you guys remember, do you remember Dot Hack? Anyone?
I remember the name. I don't
Okay, so
name, yeah.
Dot Hack was the first of these anime shows where the main character gets trapped in the virtual reality game,
Yes.
and everyone around him is just playing the game like we would,
Yeah.
but he is actually the
Stuck.
only one stuck in this game.
Yep.
And Sword Art Online is the
Follow-up.
is the follow up, like like other animes are following that series. And Sword Art Online is that game where, again, they do it in a bigger fashion. Apparently, at some point in time in the Sword Art Online saga, like hundreds and thousands of people got
Get
trapped
stuck.
in this game.
That's how this game opens.
Is that how that opens? Okay.
This
And
one
so-
opens with like
And so the only
talking about that.
and so the only way to get out of Sword Art Online was to venture up the tower and get out of the game that way. And in the mythos, no one has ever really done that.
Yeah.
Unless
Really?
the only way out was to unplug yourself from the game, which causes death.
Yeah. So this game opens with that one where they're talking about this
Okay.
one game came out. It was VR. It was going to be the next greatest thing, and then all these people got trapped in it.
Yeah.
And
so
but
they,
the game you're in now, and they give it a name. It's like COG or something. Like they
Now-
give
now-
it something similar. Everybody's safe now because that happened. There's corporations. They don't let it happen again. There's laws against it. So now you're just competing in a tournament of a game.
do you at any point get stuck in the game?
Not so far. What's ended up happening in this game is there's a secret treasure in this particular tournament, and so you meet like the top esports players of
course.
Yes.
All right, done.
You find, like you run into the top
Where's the Fortnite?
tournament guys essentially, and they're like, we're all just looking for the treasure, so we'll let you live this time, and you're like, thanks.
Thanks.
And
also.
you stumble on the treasure, which is this smart AI that's going to help you through the rest of the game. Problem is I named everybody like not in a way that fits any of the storyline,
Oh,
and I didn't.
Bob,
Yeah, so I'm like,
Steve.
this is one of those ones where I'll restart, play through the tutorial really quickly, get back, and kind of make sure everything is
More reason.
more in line with where everything's going. So I'm like, this is when I have to restart.
You're
so
the
never mind.
legendary hero, Steve.
Yeah. Well, even naming the AI, you don't know what you're naming. They're just like, name this thing, and I'm like,
AI.
is this my second character? Is this what I become when I like?
Butt liquor.
Well, yeah. So I named it like I forgot what I named it, but it's like this doesn't fit
Clown.
the piece of it, and then what they end up, and they try and steer you in the right direction when the character shows up, but you can still make it male or female. And I'm like, well, if this is supposed to be like my online persona, like Ready Player One, I want it to kind of look like the character I already made, and then you find out like you use them at the same time, and I'm
Okay,
like,
so is this an
oh,
action
this would
game
be
or is it an
cool.
RPG? Or is it-
Action art. It's you shoot and numbers pop up. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. So
number
and
popper.
third person, but set very in anime-esque world, sprinting, running, jumping, all of that stuff. So it's interesting enough that I want to go back.
I'm not into Sword Art Online. I'm never.
But-
It's a lot of
The
people,
nice part is it's not online,
Yes, it's weirdly enough it's not a multiplayer
which was
game.
nice because I was like, oh, I
It's-
really don't want to get into a multiplayer game, but it looks intriguing enough.
The
Also, no swords, guns so far.
the
You shoot
holy-
swords.
the holy grail about Dot Hack and Sword Art Online and Log Horizon and all those games,
Yeah.
or all those animes that fake that multi or MMO game.
Yeah.
The holy grail is that one of these days someone's gonna actually
Actually do
make
the
an
MMO.
MMO game based off of Dot Hack or Log Horizon or Sword Art Online or whatever game. Like
Yeah.
that's the holy grail. No one, as far as I know, they did it once in Dot Hack for the PS2 and only in Japan,
Oh yeah.
which sounds totally reasonable, but it never made its way across West. And I think that is the holy grail of those games is making an actual MMO.
RPG.
Actual
yeah, or
MMO
MMO, yeah,
online.
RPG. Yeah.
They'll never do that, but
Game Pass. Also, I played Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds?
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. That's the time one, right?
You are.
It's that you have 3 days to figure out, right?
They didn't explain. So you're it's Kerbal Space Program.
Okay.
Like, you start the game and your buddy's like, hey, as soon as you get those, like, star charts, we can launch the rocket, and you're part of this tiny little colony of people that, like, launches people into space and never sees them again because they're just space explorers.
Yeah.
So once you get the base of kind of what's going on,
My understanding is that it's the Majora's Mask style thing, where after 3 days or something, like the universe explodes or something,
and it might, because what ends up happening is, like, you run into a statue and the statue activates and it kind of, like, syncs your memories up.
Yeah.
And then I went and launched the spaceship once they teach you how to actually, because you have to fly the stupid thing. It's like that old game where you were trying to lunar lander.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to
Well, it's
that.
Well, it's the cool thing because when you launch the rocket, like, you can actually see the planet shrinking around away from you.
Oh yeah, no, like you actually have to pilot the rocket. That's why I say it's almost Kerbal Space Programmy, because, like,
But you're not building your space rocket.
as far as I know, no. And you might have to later, and that's one of those, like, I'm not sure where this game's quite going, because you do have to craft certain things.
I do want to play that game so
stuff.
bad. That
But,
game
like,
looks so
your
good.
first mission, it's like, oh, why don't you just go to the moon? And I'm like, oh, okay. So you get out of orbit, and then you get to the moon, but then you have to position the rocket so that now your landing gear is facing the right direction, thruster enough so that you come to a soft landing so you don't explode.
And you have to make sure you're on the proper platform. So you can't. I'm assuming you just can't land on top of a tree and.
No, you have to land on a flat surface. So, and again, that's why they tell you to land on the moon first, because it's pretty much just
Craters.
it's a round
Round thing with craters.
And again, it's not Earth's moon, because these are weird blue aliens with, you look down and you're like, that's not a human hand.
Yeah.
So, cool. And then I died.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how at this point. Might have crashed. Either way, you get that whole, like, here's your life flashing before your eyes, and you start back at the guy who's like, hey, glad you got those star charts. Why don't you go take off? And I'm like, okay.
Or you're in, like, a Groundhog's Day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be a 3-day loop. Like, I find
Okay.
something's happening and have to continue to, every time I die, I come back to this spot.
Yeah, you can
and I have to
progress a little bit more.
And you can progress a little bit more. We'll see. It's one of those ones where that happened, and I'm like,
So you're not out of the tutorial yet?
The game is the tutorial.
yeah. So that's where I'm like, this game requires more thinky than it.
I heard it's
right now.
it's amazing though. I hear
It's fun. It's cute. Like, the visuals are fun. Like, there's, like, a radio wave. There's puzzles to solve. Like, it's not just fly here, do this. There's things to do, which is nice. So it's intriguing, but again, it's one of those, like, my brain doesn't have the capacity for this right now.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, when it was just flying a little ship and landing and, like, running around a planet. I'm like, neat. And then when I died and it reverted back, and it's like, oh, I'm glad you got those. Go take off again. I'm like,
Weird.
did I just reverse in time? Am I a new character?
You're a Prince of Persia.
Am I? Yeah, like, what's going? And so I'm just
Bill
like,
Murray. You're actually just Bill Murray.
so now I'm just like, I'll put the controller down for now and go back to COD, because COD I understand. Point, shoot, done.
Most
Like,
of the time, yeah.
so.
I
Defuse,
like
defuse the bomb.
I like strong single player games. So
And that's the piece. But I have to be. By the time I get home and get everything done and everything else, it's like Nick has the capacity to essentially point and shoot. So, I watched Shameless season 9, or whatever's on Netflix right now for Canadians. That show is it's the final one with Emmy Rossum, because she finally leaves at the end of the season. So, season 10 going in is going to be their last season, and the lead actress is gone because she left, and they did a pretty good job of that, which is kind of what I wanted to see, because it's like, how does she leave?
oh, that's how.
And yeah, she essentially just
Goodbye.
leaves.
Hello.
Peace.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool to see after 9 years, because that's pretty much the show is like, this person's starting to get their life back on track, and then something happens.
Yeah.
And then, like, because they're in this part of Chicago that is not, like, not very good, and they are, poor, and William H. Macy's character is, like, the best character ever, because he is a professional bum. Like, he's become a professional of, like, gaming the welfare system and all of those things. And this season, there was this brewery that had made this booze that was so bad, it was like hobo something. Like, they had actually named it hobo something. And the show did a really good job of this, where it was like, oh, we're going to get social media, so we're going to hold a competition to see who's the best hobo. And so he's like, he's one of the only people who can drink this stuff and not die. Like, he likes the taste of it.
Yeah.
But he also meets up with Luis Guzman, who is also a professional bum. And the two of them are pretty much in this social media Big Brother type competition where they have to compete. And they're against all of these, like, college kids and people who are just like, I could be a bum for a day sort of thing. But they're into it because they do this stuff all the time. So that was intriguing this season. The only thing I hate about the show is they start getting their life on track and then just throw it all out the window. And that's where Emmy Rossum's character is finally like, I can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
So she came into some cash and just...
I'm out.
Yeah. And it was nice because most of the characters were like good for you. Like all of her siblings in the show are pretty much like good for you. Like, you know, and one of them even sits there going like, go and like don't look back. Like if you come back here, you know you're just going to get sucked back into all of this. Like, go.
Yeah.
And don't worry about us.
And I think the characters have grown up enough that they've kind of taken care of themselves anyways.
Mostly. Well, and that's the best. The best character progression is ages ago when the show first started. William H. Macy, again the main character, like the dad, who doesn't take care of any of them, had a child who was African American. So there was always like all of these very white children and then like a black baby.
Yeah.
The black baby got into private school because there's always a token black kid at these white private schools in Chicago, so he managed to get into this private school.
Okay.
Because of his father, he got kicked out.
Okay.
For various reasons,
Oh,
which was a great episode. So then he had to go to public school, and then he was back home all the time and realizing no one was taking care of him and no one actually noticed when he disappeared.
Yeah.
So he met this other African American guy at the public school, and started spending more time at that kid's house where the grandma was like always, you know, taking care of them and making sure they were healthy and eating and sleeping and clothed and bathed and, you know. And so he just moved out of their house and no one noticed for like 3 episodes. This kid just disappears. And finally one episode they're like, where's this kid? Like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
And they finally like track him down and he's like, I've moved in with, you know, blah blah blah, and his grandma. I asked permission like 2 weeks ago and you guys all said yes. And then it flashes back to like one of the episodes where everybody's running around and he's like, I'd like to move in with Jamal. His grandma says it's okay. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, do whatever you want. And he's like, okay. And he moves out and it's like, this is the best because this like 9-year-old character is actually more put together than the rest of the family. And it's mostly because... Yeah, so that one was fun. And then, because it's been a while since I've been on, I watched Jeopardy! Greatest of All Time Championship.
Those are good to watch and just have on.
Well, so this one was the top money winners of all time facing off
it's on
against
Netflix,
each other.
Isn't it?
No, this one was just on TV.
Okay, because it's on Netflix too. But they have championship rounds.
They have the championships. This is like... Essentially, this is Alex Trebek's last big tournament before he quits. So they got Ken Jennings back. Obviously.
Oh, the one guy.
He's not even the biggest money winner. So they got the other biggest money winner in, and then they got I can't remember anybody else's names, but like the 3 of them, like hardcore. They cut Final Jeopardy to you got half the time to answer the question.
Oh wow.
The game worked like this: if they were hour-long episodes instead of half hour, you played a game of Jeopardy. Yeah. Got to Final Jeopardy, got a total score. That total score got banked, and you started back at 0 and played another game of Jeopardy immediately after the game you just played. Get to Final Jeopardy, play Final Jeopardy, and then they total your 2 scores up.
Oh, okay.
So at the end of the thing, and it wasn't money, it was scores, because if you had to win 3 of those games to win the $1 million prize.
And I think they don't they do donations too? Like they donate?
No,
or
this
do they
one
actually
was just
okay.
This one.
Because sometimes they just do donation pieces.
No, this one was you won $1 million. And so the one guy's a professional Las Vegas gambler, and he starts in the middle of the board, which threw off the one guy at the end.
It's that one guy that kind of goes... Yeah.
No. That one guy came up looking for the daily doubles. Yeah. This guy just does it to screw everybody else up. Because, you know, it's if you start at 100 and work your way down, you kind of you ease into the questions.
Yeah.
That's what the one guy's used to, and he didn't adapt. So he just, like, the biggest money winner of all time on Jeopardy, like, didn't even get to play Final Jeopardy one round because he was in the negative points.
Wow.
Ken Jennings kept up with the other guy. And the coolest part was, because these guys were playing for points, was like, they're sitting at 12,000 points, and they get a daily double, and they're like, I gotta go all in. Like, I have
True daily double.
It's a true daily double, but at 12,000 points, and you're going,
all right, these guys are playing for real.
they are really playing for real, and you're just like, holy crud. Like, Ken Jennings won one of the games with, like, 60,000 points. And the guy next to him's just like, high five, man. That was amazing.
So the gambler won?
No.
Jennings won?
Huh.
Spoilers, but yeah.
Oh, whatever.
They actually spoiled it themselves because
Was it in, like, the bumper reel?
Well, no, it was prime time, and again, so it was episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Like, if you look at the description on the cable box, the 4th episode is greatest of all time finale, and it's like, well, Ken Jennings is 1-2, the gambler is 1-1, and the other dude is 1-0. So if the game ends tonight, and you need 3 to win, Ken Jennings is clearly the victor. Even if you know the final outcome, though, watching it happen is just like...
Because they're going so fast.
They're going fast, and like it gets to daily doubles, and they're just like all in. Like,
true daily double.
let's make it a true daily double. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's
All
do
the
that.
way in.
And then by like episode 4, they were starting to pick at each other because they've just been playing for so long. So they just kind of started having fun. So there's the one roast online that was the guy who kept losing. They're like, we're wiping your scores from the boards, and his was already at 0.
Yeah.
So the gambler looks and he goes, they didn't take his away. And everybody's like shade throwing for, these nerdy trivia guys. And then the next day that night on Twitter, Ken Jennings was like, I finally decided to follow Brad on Twitter because he's been following me all week on Jeopardy. And it's like, oh. It was just fun for like that nerdy aspect to it. And then Alex Trebek was also having fun, which is nice to see because right now is one of those like, oh, it's bittersweet. Yeah.
It's coming eventually.
So it's a nice like way for him to have seen them again. And yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Cool.
Back to you.
Back to you.
I played Donut County.
Oh, that's a cool looking game.
It's so much fun. I bought it for $6.
Nice.
So I was right though. If I'm honest, that is definitely the right price for that game. It is like 2 hours of just pure.
You're a sinkhole.
So you play as BK, which is a trash panda.
Yeah.
He's a raccoon, and the story starts off with everyone in the city of Donut County is 9,999 feet underneath the surface of the earth, and for whatever reason, BK runs this donut delivery service, and your main character Mira is like riffing on him like, this is all your fault, this is the entire city is underneath because of you, and he's trying to defend himself like, no, I was helping you guys all ordering donuts, I was just doing what I was told. When it's not actually a donut service, it's a sinkhole service. And so each stage introduces another character in the town. So it's like, oh, you were in the forest. You clearly ordered a donut. Yeah, I wanted to see what the donuts were about. I didn't actually think you were going to send me a fucking sinkhole.
Yeah.
And so you start off with as a little. I'm going to explain the plot or the premise.
The game,
and you tell me if it sounds familiar to you. You start off as a little hole. And you move it around. You can either use a touchscreen if you're on the Switch, or just use your control stick. And you move it around, and you drop things into your hole. Yeah. And the more you drop in, the bigger your hole gets.
I've heard this before.
Katamari Damacy.
Or like half the games on a phone.
Yeah.
But Donut County is kind of the original one of those.
They did this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it started before all of that. And there's an actual story about this game. So as you progress through the story, you're going through all the townsfolk is like, BK, you're the one who put us in this freaking sinkhole. Like, you need to get us out of here. Like, I can't do that. I gotta go to the Raccoon HQ, and I gotta get their permission. And I'm like, why are you trash pandas in our town anyways? It's actually the writing on it is really, really funny. It's very quirky, and yes, I like those
Oh, yeah.
Katamari Damacy style games.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have as unique of a flair as Katamari does. It's
No, but it's also different from the pushing with the 3D
Yes.
world to the isometric, like...
yeah, top down. It's you don't have like random things piled around everywhere. This is still like a regular, like a campsite or like a forest or so like an RV home kind of thing. It's
Yeah, it's so fun when you can go from swallowing skinny trees to swallowing an RV, though. So.
yes, to a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Donut County I paid $6 for. It was on sale. I think normally priced it's like $20. It might be a little high at $20 because it's such a short game.
Yeah.
You can definitely blow through it in about 2-3 hours. But it's a good, fun game. I don't know. It's colorful. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's quirky.
I've seen trailers for it.
It's so good, and I've always wanted to buy the game forever. And I was like, it's gonna come to the Switch. It came to the Switch, but it was a little too much for me. So it's I finally took the plunge, and then I bought Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh yeah.
Finally.
Like 20. It was like $10, $15.
Yeah, it went on sale.
It was a super sale.
Yeah.
So I started it.
Finally.
Getting into
I have-
XCOM Mario.
I started it.
I never finished that one.
Well, I started that
It's
Jump
weird.
Fun game, and
It
then
got
is so
frustrating after a
weird.
while.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ragecom.
welcome to XCOM.
Welcome to Ragecom.
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure how the team thing works, where like you move the character onto one of your teammates.
And then they jump.
They catapult you. Is there a thing to that, or
It just lets you move further.
oh, that's all it does? There's
Yeah.
no like combo like, and then like they kind of have a cooler angle and they shoot downwards as they're
Nope.
falling or anything like
Yeah,
that.
it depends on the.
Or you can't land on your
because you
enemy
can
and do damage to them.
You might be able to land on your enemy and do damage.
I couldn't do that.
But
sta-
I think it depends on the character.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's also a standby if you see them, you automatically.
Okay,
shoot
I haven't gotten to that because I basically just finished the first world.
Yeah.
That's all I've done.
Yeah, it unlocks more as you go, but yeah, that one's definitely like, because there's certain worlds that are get to the end, so it's not about beating the bad guys, it's just getting to the end, so you want to position all of your jumps so that it's like, jump off
Okay.
Luigi and then jump off
Now, in
this
those
person, and
situations,
then-
does only one character need to hit
Yep.
the end? Okay, that's fine then. That's not too bad.
Yeah, so that's one of those, like, you want to position your guys so you can
I need to-
traverse further.
I definitely need to get used to the sliding thing.
Yes.
It's a cool mechanic, but it's weird to think like I can
Move
go around
through a guy
I can
and-
move through a guy, slide him, and then continue my movement in a weird direction.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It
Take
just
some cover and.
yeah, it's so weird, and it's very odd having Mario not jump on an enemy and deal damage.
Yeah.
After coming off of like every other Mario RPG game.
Yeah, it doesn't even really get, well, I think there's you can melee,
think
so
there-
at least
yeah.
there's a hammer or something.
But like, my gut instinct is with Luigi and Mario and those.
they shouldn't have a blaster.
Well, the blaster is fine, but at least if I do the
Luigi's
jump
a
thing,
sniper, though.
if I do the catapult thing, make me do damage if I land on the enemy.
Sure. And you might, I have to look at the stat tree. It's been forever since
I
I've
feel
played
like that should be a very core Mario, Bible
Yeah.
character thing.
Yeah.
Mario
Everything's
jumps
topsy-turvy because the rabbits showed up.
right
Using the crazy VR machine.
that merges shit together. What do they call it? The poly.
I don't remember.
He gives it a name and it's super weird.
Yeah. I love that concept, though, where it's like,
yeah.
remember this, like, it's like, here's this random thing, and it's, because even the opening to it is very much like,
It's a
the
Mario.
heck is going
it's kind of a
on?
Mario game and it's kind of a Rabbids game, but now
well,
it's
and then
both.
the rabbits show up in a basement, try on
Yeah.
a VR machine, get transported into the Mushroom Kingdom.
What's that little robot called again? Bip or something like
Yeah,
that? Or,
Yeah,
it's like
been a long time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a
I'm-
cool concept to
I-
get all of those things together.
I really like the visual piece to it.
Yes.
My wife's like, "What the hell is that rabbit doing with her cell phone?" And
Oh my
is,
God,
is it
the
Peach?
Peach- the
Is
Peach
it
rabbit
Peach?
is the best.
She's like, I don't quite get this, and I'm like, neither do I.
The point is rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a little selfie stick.
Yeah, it's great. Because as soon as you start beating bosses and stuff too, she's like, taking it out and taking pictures of her with the boss in the background.
So of course she does.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I never finished that.
I didn't either.
I don't think I will, but
It got
for
hard.
$20, $20,
It's
I'm
fun
not
to play
I'm
for
not
you.
not gonna say no to it. So
Yep.
Cool.
that's what I've been up to. Thanks for joining us today on today's show.
Hit the like button.
Smash that like.
Or the follow button.
Smash the subscribe.
Or whatever the button
Subscribe.
is. Subscribe or
Sus-
like
subscribe.
or follow.
Smash
You
it.
guys off camera on the
do
whole
something.
thing.
No, you weren't. I was
Smash.
watching.
Smashity smash
You were
smash.
pretty good.
Like, subscribe, comment, share.
Share, do the things,
Watch it.
follow us, or
Do everything
or
that you can.
subscribe to us, or do all of the
Do
things.
something.
Just show us your love,
We'll
but
see
not
you.
in that way.
Not in an inappropriate way.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.